So guys, I cleaned up my collection and I kind of want to show you some things I've been doing. And I'm very happy with cleaning my collection because this is something that needed to happen for a while. I really cleaned up the figures and stuff, and it looks great. I've got a few more things I need to do and clean up in here about, but for the most part, I really like what I've done so far. So let's get into it. So, first thing I did is this pop display was a mess. And I still need to go through certain pops and decide whether I really need them. There are certain one not really a lot of them. There's like one or two. I'm like, yeah, I don't really need that one. But for most part, I'm going to keep all these. But what I'm going to do with my pop collection now is I can't do these 10-inch pops anymore. I can't do these movie moments anymore. I can't do any of those anymore. And the reason why is because I'm looking around here and they never go in my cabinet. And the reason why I don't put them in my cabinet is because my cabinet, as you can see, is mostly filled by these smaller pops and maybe a few bigger figures in the back. But I can't do that anymore. So I had a lot of bigger figures that I had pre-ordered, cancel them, and that's just because the space is not palpable anymore. And really, I can't, these shelves are for my movies, for my other stuff, for my books, and I can't do that. I actually stopped collecting CDs because I have all those CDs sitting over there, and that's a trash bag. But all those CDs are sitting over there, and I put some in this bin. But when I get paid, I need to go over and buy another bin to slide under my bed so I can still have my CDs, but I can't go and get more, if that makes sense, because, well, why would I go and get more CDs when I don't have space for the one I already have? And that's the same thing with these bigger pops, bigger figures. It's just not happening anymore, um, which is unfortunate because I love, collecting stuff. But there comes a certain point when a collector just has to admit, hey, I'm out of space, can't do this anymore. And I'm going to be more selective about what pops I get. No more variants. No more. Oh, I have this character, so I'm gonna get this one. And I'm like, no, no, no. It has to be a character or figure I really want. And that's just the reality of what I'm doing with my pop collection. So yeah, I think that's where I'm at with this stuff. But I'm gonna show you what I did here. Some figures I moved around in here. I think it looks pretty nice. It's all cleaned up. A lot of these pops in here look really nice and clean. There's a few pops that I'm gonna slide out of here. Other ones I'm gonna keep. But for the most part, I think this looks pretty clean. But yeah, those are my pops here. So I got this whole bottom part, and even it'll look even better when some of those other pops get slid around too. So I find out new places for those. But I was able to do that is I took a lot of my favorite pops, slid them over here, and these look amazing here. And it's nice because when people come in the door, they see all these pops in here. It looks like a really nice display, right? Bunch of my favorite figures, right here. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop collecting action figures. This is my only shelf for action figures. It's filling up. I have an Indiana Jones figure I pre-ordered, and that's the only figure I have on pre-order. Do not have the space, so no more. After that, I can't. I was thinking about getting the whole wave of Indiana Jones figures. It ain't happening because I don't got the space. And so maybe I'll buy like one or two maybe figures every once in a while, but for the most part, I'm not planning to buy anymore. Action figures, no more of these Toonie Terrors figures. A lot of that stuff. So I think it looks really nice. Then I got some new posters from work. Put up this new house party poster. Did not care for this movie, but I knew that even if the movie was bad, I wanted the poster for the artwork, so I took it. And I got the Strange World one that I claimed a long time ago. They finally gave it to me. Finally have that up. I got Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which I was a big fan of. And then I got the Fableman, so that's pretty nice. So that's kind of what I did in here. Clean up a little bit. Sorry if my certain areas of my room seem like a mess. I just want to talk about that for a minute. How I cleaned up and move some things around. I think everything looks good, and I'm hoping to better curate my collection. I just hope it doesn't ever get bad enough with the movies, if you get what I mean, because I'm not ready for that yet.